will be monitoring this. I'm going to come back to our reporters in just 1 second. Arunima is there at CSIR in Delhi. I'll go to her in just 1 second. But once it lands, and if the landing is successful, what happens after touchdown? Number one, the Pragyan rover comes down. It conducts, of course, a series of maneuvers on the surface. Number two, what essentially happens is that one side of the panel of the lander that will unfold. Then it creates a kind of a ramp. It's just a few meters. It creates a ramp from the surface of the lander to the lunar surface. A six-wheeled rover, the Pragyan, will then descend from the Lander Vikram out onto the moon's surface. Pragyan will move at a very snail's pace, almost like 1 centimeter per second. It will come out of the lander. It will then roll on to the lunar surface and then start scanning the moon's surface. What is it going to be looking for? It's going to be looking for water, traces of water, hydrogen, helium, and of course minerals that are stored on the south side of the moon. It will also in the process leave imprints of the national emblem, the Ashok stump as it were, and it will also have the ISRO insignia on its wheels. So on the tracks on the lunar surface, you're going to see both of those. And then the rover will communicate with the lander. Remember, the orbiter from Chandrayaan 2 is already there in space. So the Lander Vikram will be communicating to the orbiter from Chandrayaan 2, and they will be sending back images, data, other messages back to mission control in Bengaluru. So this is how the next set of steps are going to unveil the process, as it were. 35 minutes to go. Let me go back to our reporters. Arunima is also joining us from CSIR. Yesha, I can see, is joining us from Mumbai. Arunima, at the CSIR facility, I believe the who's who is there. You have ministers of the government, members from the Department of Space Technology are there. And also, I believe the Prime Minister will be watching this live in Johannesburg on the sidelines of the BRICS Summit. Walk us through what you're seeing around you.
Yes, let me begin by giving you a sense of this auditorium. It's not a very big auditorium, a small one here, but it's packed to capacity, and there are screens that have been set up outside as well. The minister himself is here, sir. Just one question, nervous or confident? Are you feeling the butterflies in your stomach? Confident. And any last minute message to Team ISRO, sir?
We will speak after it's over.
Sir doesn't want to speak much. He says he will speak after the event is over, but he says he is confident. So Dr. Jitendra Singh is here. You can also see CSIR and the other officials from the Science and Technology Department who are all attending this screening. There is a miniature of the rover that has been put in here, and there are school students waving the flags. These are students who have come here. Let me begin by asking this boy here, what's really the mood here? How's the Josh? Hi, he says, Zaka, and that represents the mood here for most of the students. Excited, some of them are already in their minds raring to go join India's budding space technology program.
All right, Arunima, clearly schools across the National Capital Region and indeed other cities as well have sent out messages. They've sent out YouTube links. In fact, if you want to watch this on YouTube, just go to CNN News 18. The top stream there is the #1 stream in the country right now. 100,000 people are watching it live right now on the CNN News 18 YouTube handle. So what exactly is the Pragyan rover and the Vikram lander going to explore on the surface of the moon? Remember, when Chandrayaan 1, the first mission, went there, it looked at the possibility of water. Basis that, now there is a larger area that is in the permanent shadow of the moon. Remember, the south side receives far less sunlight than the equatorial region or other regions of the lunar surface. So the main aim will be to try and find if there is traces of water. The shadowy surface is believed to have much more water ice. The temperatures there are well below freezing. In fact, minus 2,000 degrees or minus 200 degrees. It could hold up to 100 million tons of water. The frozen time capsule, the temperatures there, like I said, could be minus 200. Just wrap your head around that for a second. Water freezes at 0 degrees. This is minus 200, which means it could preserve natural materials. It could preserve raw materials. And these insights and geological sort of developments will be priceless for ISRO scientists to learn as to whether there are insights into traces of hydrogen, methane, other gases which are essential for life to sustain whether those traces can be found. Not just those gases, minerals like sodium, mercury, silver, sources of precious metals. These are things that the rover will be exploring, and that data, whether it's in the form of pictures or messages, will be transmitted to the lander, and from the lander eventually to mission control. Now, the future explorations are also getting aided because of these lunar missions, because once you learn how to land on the moon, it certainly helps you with putting a man in space, the Gaganyaan mission that's coming up, and also there is Mangalyaan, the mission to Mars. So this is critical, and it's an ideal pit stop in that sense for future missions as well. Let me go back to our reporters. There is huge excitement all around the country, like I said, in schools. People are offering havans and prayers, namaz. It is incredible, the kind of scenes that you're seeing from across the country. This is, better than a cricket match, if you were to put it that way. So let me go across if Yesha is there, and Purnima is also joining us from Chennai. So Purnima has a bunch of school students. Purnima, where are you, and what is the mood like there? I see a lot of enthusiastic school kids around you.
Absolutely. We are coming to you live from Isphani Center, where Space Kids and Aeronautics startup has in fact organized the screening. And Smriti ma'am, you're the founder. A lot of kids are now eagerly waiting, many of them wanting to join ISRO in the future, considering the success so far, and also many of them confident that at 6 or 4 p.m. there's going to be a soft landing.
Absolutely. I mean, the atmosphere is so energetic and so positive, because in being with children, that's the best part, and, they're not bothered about what happened to Chandrayaan 2. It's all forgotten. They want to know what is happening to Chandrayaan 3 and how successful this is going to be. No fingers crossed. Everybody said we are going to be with open fingers, and we would say, yes, it is going to be a super successful launch.
That's the kind of excitement here. Are you excited, nervous, confident? What is the feeling like?
I'm very excited, and I don't have words to express my excitement.
Right. So, are you excited, nervous? Yes, because some of them are still, we're hoping that everything goes well. Some of them are nervous. What is the feeling like for you? What's the mood here?
It will go well. I'm very excited, and I believe that Chandrayaan 3 will land on South Pole. We are the first on.
What is your message to the team in the making of Chandrayaan 3?
I want to thank the scientists who worked for hard works for the Chandrayaan 3, and we will pray for them.
So it's, what happens is like the scientist fraternity is always forgotten. The innovation comes in the front, and this, this day is only remembered today. And maybe it hits the headlines maybe tomorrow or day after, but it's forgotten very soon. So this is what we want. There should be something that is continuously pumping, and this has to go and reach the grassroots students. And, the last student of the country also should understand the importance of being a scientist, importance of being an innovator for the country. After all, we all, want to do something for the country. It's not that we need to be in the armed forces to do something for the country. Every innovation is important, So that's the reason I'm so happy, thankful to all the media houses who are actually spreading this awareness so much. And every school in the country, I think small or big, are having this screening. And today is a very big day.
Yeah.
All right,
ISRO is
Purnima,
our
I'm
pride.
just going to
That's
come back to you in a second. We have